have less than you and you with her?
Oh, why you saying low? I ain't hear you. You clear your throat?
I
You
was,
said,
yeah, no.
I have less than you and you with her?
oh, why you saying low? I ain't hear you. You clear your throat?
I was,
You said,
yeah, no.
no, I ain't hear you. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, no.
No,
I'm not, I have to have, I feel like that's one of my.
As a man, I feel like you just should have more than me. Like,
Yeah, because dating somebody that doesn't have more, they're gonna try to make you feel less than as a woman. That's how I feel genuinely. I know girls who are more dominant in the relationship as far as financial status, and their boyfriends try to dog them out just to make them feel like they not that much. And I never want to be a part of that. But if I'm gonna be in a relationship, I'd rather it be with somebody that that could benefit me rather than somebody that's taken away from what I got going on. Because these men that don't have the financial status that you have, they are gonna try to just make you feel like you not her. I've seen it. I have plenty of friends that got hella money and they got a regular guy.
You know, this is my problem with these conversations, right? The first issue I have with the conversation is there's nothing wrong if women want hypergamy. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with women who want a man, traditional women. Let's just put it out there. There's nothing wrong with traditional women who want a traditional household, a man to be the provider, the one that pays the bills, the one that is, the breadwinner or whatever the case is. There's nothing wrong with that. Cool. However, this is the same woman who was talking about, what happened to the love from the 90s? What happened to the men who, when you hear those love songs, they would court women and take care of women and support them and love them and be obsessed with them, was the exact verbiage that she used.
And lately, I always be asking my friends, do y'all feel like the value of women to guys have went down, or guys just don't, respect us, appreciate us how they used to back in the 80s and the 90s? Women control literally, because I can say this now, but I only say that because of status. We making hella money just like these. But as far as a man literally worshiping the ground a woman walk on, it's kind of rare these days. We're running out of that. And it's kind of scary in society today. And I don't know, I might piss a lot of people off talking about this, but this is just conversations I be having with my friends. But guys don't appreciate us. I don't know what it is, because I don't know. It's just a little weird these days. It's like we gotta fight for a spot in these lives.
But what I find is that this is very contradictory, because a lot of women their only thing that they talk about on social media is that they want a man to pay their bills. They want a man to fly them out. They want a man to buy the Birkin bags, the trips, pay for the lashes, the nails, all this stuff. I'm not going on coffee dates. They always scream this and shout this from the rooftops. However, one thing that I have drastically noticed is that they are valuing how much money somebody has more than character, more than leadership skills, more than, the qualities of what a good man entails. They never talk about that. The first thing that is the most important to a lot of these women is, if this man can pay all my bills or not. Ironically, most of the women who are having these conversations are single, chronically. That's no shade to anybody. It's just the truth. Most of the women who are constantly saying, I need to make sure that a man pay my bills. I need to make sure that, he's a breadwinner, because, I don't need no man that's going to come around and try to humble me. The women who speak in this way and have this kind of verbiage are, in my opinion, always chronically single. How, the majority of people know this young woman is because of who her child's father is, who happens to be a rapper. Okay, by the name of Lil Baby. We can go band for band, we can go M for M, him. Okay, that is who her child's father is. Nothing's wrong with that. I believe she had her own kind of notoriety in her city. You know, she was, I think she had her own businesses or whatever the case is. She had her own motion going on, even prior to that. But the majority of people know her from being Lil Baby's baby mama. Okay? Just calling it out there. She has been in the blogs and the tabloids, you know, constantly. Women on TikTok and social media constantly calling her out because of the fact that she is getting humiliated by said baby father, allegedly. Okay, she's allegedly being humiliated. He's going on dates with other people. She's gotten cheated on. All of these things, again, by a man who is making a great deal amount of money, way more than her. Right? So the same hypergamy she's talking about, a man who's has that status and has that quality, would it not be that him, you know, dating other women and him, you know, quote unquote, you know, allegedly, you know, humiliating you on social media, would that not also be a source of humbling? So what would be the difference? What's the real difference? It's so ironic to me that a lot of these influencers or social media stars, they always talk about, you know, they need a man that's going to pay their bills and a man that makes money for them, make more money than them. And, you know, it's always about the bills and the money and the level of finance. Again, not about the character, the principles, you know, the leadership skills, the qualities of a good man. Like, that stuff is never spoken about. It's always, how much money does he have? Because based off of the amount of money that he has is how I will know if he is a good man or not, which is wild. There's a lot of men who have plenty of money that have no problem constantly humbling women. Guarantee it. When I have this conversation, the majority of the time I'm having this conversation is not to say that, you know, people are supposed to be settling and, you know, you're supposed to be, you know, not saying that women basically cannot have standards. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not saying that women can't have standards. I'm not saying that women cannot, you know, have certain qualities that they are looking for within a man, and you know, that, again, if they want hypergamy, whatever the case is, I'm not saying that there's anything inherently wrong with that. However, when a lot of these social media influencer women get up and they talk about these things and they say, oh, no, for me, I can't do it, they're also leaving an impression on a lot of younger women who are then putting the same pressure on young men who are 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, because they believe that they're supposed to have the same exact kind of relationship, or what's the word I would use, criteria that these same social media influencer women are having, right? So we have these 17, 18, 19-year-old girls who are looking up to the likes of her, who are saying, I want a man who's going to do the same thing that she said because I look up to her and I want to value myself how she values herself. So now you have 17, 18, 19-year-old men, young men, who are put in a predicament that if they're not, quote unquote, getting to the bag or making enough money to buy the Birkins or fly them out on trips, they don't feel valued enough. So it's like a repetitive cycle. Then you say you don't want these young men in the streets. Well, do you? Because how are they supposed to be able to, you know, how are they supposed to leverage a certain amount of money to buy the hair, the nail, the wigs, the this, the that, at such a young age, just starting out? How? I also think that a lot of these people who have this same argument are very disingenuous. I'm not saying necessarily this young woman, but I've seen it so many times on social media. I find it very disingenuous because a lot of the people who are higher up in the industry are all married to men, or majority of the time are married to men who make a good amount of money less than them. We can use Rihanna and A$AP Rocky, for example. Rihanna was in a relationship for, I believe it was a year or so, maybe a couple months to a year, probably even 2 years, with a billionaire. This was before she was billionaire status. That relationship did not work out. She ended up getting into a relationship with A$AP Rocky. I don't know if they're married, if they plan to get married. I'm not really sure, because a lot of people do things, you know, behind curtain, not to have everybody all up in their business. but they have their own thing going on, and she seems very happy. Same with the likes of Nicki Minaj. Like, and we can just keep going down the list. We need to stop telling young women that they should only value a man based off of how much money he has in the bank or how much he can afford. We need to constantly talk about the qualities of a man that are important for these younger women to look for, because if not, a lot of these younger women will put themselves in very dangerous situations just because this person has a certain amount of money. Not because he has, he has certain qualities. Again, certain principles that he leads by. A lot of young women, if you're having any question about it, okay, you have to look for a man who is honorable. A man who is a man of his word. A man who is respectful not only to you, but the people that are closest to him. How does he carry himself? How does he speak to himself? Does he have high self-esteem? Is he insecure within himself? His generosity to other people, not just in the things that he buys. A man of a generous heart, it doesn't mean that he has to have the money to give to anybody or to do all these things, but how does he, what is his verbiage when you guys are out in certain situations? How does he treat the waiter? When you guys are making plans to go anywhere, does it seem like he has a plan? What does his future look like? What is he looking for? Is he responsible? What is his spirituality like? What he got going on? How does he dress? How does he smell? What is his hygiene like? There's so many intricate details. We can get all the way down to the nitty-gritty. Finances might be a part of the conversation, but it's not the end all be all. It's not a start and stop. That's not the gist of the conversation. By far. A man can always work, propel himself, and get finances. But who is he for real? Is he someone that you wouldn't mind your child replicating and being exactly like that man? If you had a child and that child took all of his qualities, is that something that would make you proud or ashamed or embarrassed or afraid? I just hate, I just can't stand the narrative being pushed. I can't stand the force of finances being the one and only thing that's at the forefront of these conversations. Is distasteful to me. It's distasteful to me. And again, I believe it sends a really, a wrong message and also a very dangerous message to the younger women who cannot decipher or read between the lines and figure things out for themselves and who are looking to influencers, people on social media, people, outside of whatever leadership roles they have around them for the answers. That's just my opinion. I'd like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.